Hey everyone, me again. Welcome back to xameliax. I hope you are well. Today we're going to be talking about my recommended products for your weaning journey, which is such an exciting time. My baby is coming up to 9 months old and we've been weaning him since he was 6 months. So that's what, 3 months of baby-led weaning fun, and it really has been a lot of fun. We absolutely love it, and so does he. He gets stuck right in. But when I started, I remember feeling really nervous, really overwhelmed, because there's just so much stuff out there and it's hard to know where to start. So I thought I'd pop together a little video. I've also done this in blog post form, so if you prefer to scan and read and get what you need from there, you can head on over to xameliax.com, you'll find it there, just with all of my top products for weaning, things that we use every single day. And then right at the end, I'm going to do a little shopping list of stuff that I would start with. So right from the very beginning, what do you need to buy for day one of weaning to make your life easier? Now, I'm obviously not a weaning expert, but I am a mum who's in the thick of it. We are on 3 meals a day now and he's absolutely loving things. So I feel like I've tried out a lot of stuff and found things that genuinely do work, and some really clever inventions. So let's get stuck in. I'm going to start with the most important product. If you buy one thing from this video, make it a Bibs, because you will just thank me later. Honestly, the mess the mess that comes with baby-led weaning is bonkers. So getting yourself a good bib, and I'm not talking a fabric dribble bib, I'm not talking the silicone bibs that like catch stuff, it doesn't work in this house, okay? The only thing that works for us are the Bibs coverall bibs. So these are absolutely massive, and they basically go over your baby. You can get long sleeve ones or short sleeve ones. We've got both. I like both, but we tend to go for the long sleeve ones now because it's winter time. They completely cover their arms and they completely cover baby. I'll try and insert a picture because it will probably be easier to show you. But essentially, they go over the tray as well, so everything is covered, and it creates a total barrier between the food and the baby's body. So nothing's gonna slip down the side, nothing's gonna get dropped, everything is covered. And I cannot tell you how much mess this saves. It's still messy, don't get me wrong, but you can pop the Bibs on, he can just go wild with his food, you don't have to worry, and then at the end you just unclip it, slide his arms out. I have a technique where I kind of like take one arm, I clean one hand, take it out, put it in the sleeve so it's trapped, then do the other hand, do the same so he's trapped in the arm, and then I do his face and whip the bib off and like scoop it over the tray to collect any food that's fallen into it and whip it away. And honestly, it is such a time saver having this, and the amount of outfits that I would have lost to weaning, RIP, if I didn't have Bibs. So I've got quite a few of these, but I would recommend having at least 2, so you've got a wash and a wear. If you want me to do a video on how I use these, how I wash them, like what my routine looks like with them, let me know. I will do. Maybe it could go in a reel over on Instagram. If you're not following me over there, pop on over, please. It'd be lovely to have you. But yeah, they're fantastic. They used to do them with Velcro on the back. Their new designs have poppers, which are so much better. So if you do have one of the older ones with Velcro, genuinely worth investing in one of the new ones, because they're so much easier. They clip around your high chair, so it doesn't matter which high chair you've got. This is adjustable, and this goes underneath to basically suction it to your chair, so it's just completely sealed. They're a genius product. They're so good, and they've got loads of different designs as well. We've got the Forest Friends one, that's my favourite. So cute. Fantastic product, get 2, they're the best. Next thing, microfiber cloths. We don't use wipes to clean up after meal times, mostly because I'd end up probably using a whole pack every time. So I just got some of these like lovely soft microfiber cloths, and I just wipe them up with these, rinse them again, put them in the wash with the Bibs at the end of the day, and just do it that way. I have 3 a day. I use 1 for each meal time, just because he's so messy, but you could probably get away with 1 and just rinse it throughout the day. So microfiber cloth, Bibs, these are the items that kind of help prevent as much mess as possible. Next on the list, plates and bowls, and there are so many on the market. This is incredibly overwhelming, but basically there's a few ways you can go. So there's the old school plastic plates, you can get those. You can go for silicone plates, or you can go for the adorable animal shaped bamboo ones, which you've probably seen all over Instagram. There are pros and cons for each, I suppose, and we've got some silicone stuff, we've got some bamboo stuff. I personally prefer the bamboo plates. They're a bit more annoying to use because you have to hand wash them, whereas the silicone ones can go in your dishwasher. But I just find that the silicone ones after a while have a bit of a funny taste, almost like a rubbery taste, and I don't want that to like affect the taste of his food. So for me, the bamboo ones are the best. They're also flipping adorable. But there are a few different brands of these that I've tried, that again I think some are better than others. But the one thing I would suggest with whichever plate or bowl you go for, make sure that they are suction, because these babies learn real quick that they can pick up a plate and lob it across a room. So make sure that you get the suction ones. Again, they will save so much mess, and they will also save the heartache of seeing your lovely food that you spent ages preparing getting thrown on the floor. So which ones have we tried? Which ones do I like? So my all-time favourite of the bamboo plates is a company called Nola. I don't know if you can see it, it's there. N-O-H-L-A, Nola. And they do the most adorable plates, but they're also really, really solid, really well made. We have the lion one, which is my personal favourite. We have the little monkey as well, which is so cute. I've got my eye on the tiger one as well. I really feel like I need to just like complete my collection. But they've got so many lovely ones, and the suction is really good on these. And like I said, they're just so well made, perfectly smooth, wonderful, love them. The other ones I tried were a company called Tiny Dining, which looked like this, and again, much for muchness, they all look very similar. However, I found that the suction on the Tiny Dining ones isn't as good as the Nola ones. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me, I'm not sure, but I feel like these don't stick as well, but they still do a really good job, and they're a lot cheaper. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit more in budget, these are a lot cheaper. You get some really good bundles with Tiny Dining. So I've got this one, which is it a fox or a raccoon? I think it's meant to be a fox. So I've got this one, and I've also got the koala one, which is really good because it's a bit smaller. But I do really like these for the money. I think they're great. Also, something to consider is having a variety of sectional plates. So plates with the different sections like this, and open plates. I know this is technically a sectional one as well, but you know what I mean, like the big open ones where all the food mashes together. Again, pros and cons for each. You can go down a rabbit hole of research for this. But yeah, I'd maybe have like one open one, one sectional one, and see how you get on. You're also going to need a bowl of some kind as well. My personal favourite is one from Bibs, and now this has only just come out. They've only just released these maybe like a month ago. And the reason why I like this one from Bibs is I've also got one from Tiny Dining, like a big sort of like round cereal bowl. But the reason why I like this one from Bibs is the shape of it. Also, the suction on this is amazing. You cannot get this thing off. It sticks to everything. It's so good. I don't know what they've done differently, but their suction's fantastic. But the reason why I like this bowl is because it's really shallow, so baby can actually see into it. Some of them are quite high up, so they can't see what's in there, and also because it's long, it's easier for baby to scoop, because again, like some of the others are quite tall, quite high-sided, and it's hard for them to get in and see. So for me, as a starter bowl, this one is perfect. And I use it for everything. I think I need to oil this one. I'm sure I saw the other day that you can oil them with like coconut oil or something to keep them looking good, but I feel like this one maybe needs an oil. It gets a lot of use. I pretty much use it every single day for breakfast. So those are your plates and bowls. Cutlery next. So we've got a multitude of different spoons and forks in this house that we use. One of my absolute favourites though are these tiny little ones. I just found these on Amazon, and they're like a little stubby version. He can use this really, really well, and I think it's just because it's the perfect size for their little hands. It's also got the stopper at the end, so it can't go in too far, and it's nice and shallow. Honestly, these are brilliant. They come in a 2-pack, I think, and loads of different colours. So I'll leave these linked down below. In fact, obviously I'll link everything down below. So if you want to go and investigate further, but these I would say are his favourite ones to use at the moment. Closely followed by the Bibadoo Dip It spoons, I think they're called. Now these are a double-ended spoon, so you've got the spoon on one end and you've also got like a little dippy bit on the end that they can dip in yogurts and all that kind of stuff. I really like these as well because they've kind of like they've got like a handle inside, so they haven't quite grasped the concept of holding a normal spoon. These are so easy to grab from any angle for them, and they're also really shallow, so they're just the perfect size for little baby mouths, you know. Like some of them, like these, the normal bamboo spoons that you get, I feel like they're absolutely massive. If you can put it next to these, they're really, really big, and I think at the beginning it makes it quite difficult because they're also quite deep as well. So it's actually quite difficult to get the food out of that when you're just learning how to use stuff. So I feel like these will be great moving forward, and also they match all the plates, which is very pleasing. But for now, like, we barely use these. These are the main ones, and this one, which is very, very clever, it's got holes in it. So when they're very first starting out, and obviously they're still learning how to scoop, which my son still hasn't quite figured out, he prefers just going in with his hands. Just with everything, just straight in. And also his face, straight in. It's more efficient, you know, who needs spoons? But this is actually really handy, especially for like wetter things like yogurt and soups and that kind of stuff, because it sometimes when you're scooping with a spoon, if you tilt it, it all slides off a spoon, whereas this kind of gets stuck in the holes of the spoon, and you just end up with more in your mouth, depending on if you're flipping it over and turning it upside down and whatever else babies do with it. And also they're double-sided, like the Dip It ones, so you can dip in and it doesn't really matter which end they grab it with, they'll probably still get something in their mouth. So those are a really good one to start off with as well. And if, like me, your baby has discovered that if they drop something and let it go over the side, it falls to the floor and bounces and makes a big noise, and it's really fun. You might want to look into some attachable cutlery. Again, blooming genius invention, but these are from Bibadoo. So when you've got your Bibadoo bib, these just clip on to the sleeves of the bib, so they can eat their dinner. There's a fork and there's a spoon, and if they do drop it off the side, it doesn't fall on the floor because it's all attached. When we're at home, I must admit, I just use our normal spoons because I can just rinse them off in the sink and we can carry on. But when we are out and about, I always take these and attach them to his Bibadoo, because then they don't fall on the floor and you don't have to worry. So they're a brilliant invention, and they also match the bibs as well, so you can get them in all different colours. Next up are your drinking vessels. So you've got your open cup and also a little beaker as well. These are the two that we use and we really, really like. The first thing is the open cup. So you want to be transitioning away from bottles, like, you know, teated bottles, and teaching little one how to drink from a straw cup and also from an open cup. This is the best one that I have found. There's nothing else like this on the market as far as I'm aware. It's called a dinky cup from Easy Tots, I think. I'll leave a link down below. And it's absolutely brilliant. So it's tiny, as you can see, very, very dinky. And it has little grippy bubbles around the side. It's also got like a handy measuring thing, so you can see how much is in there and how much they've actually drunk. But yeah, it's so easy for little hands to grip, and also it's weighted. Didn't do that very smooth, did I? It's weighted, so it kind of like almost rights itself, obviously not fully. If you do like flick it around, it will roll over, but it sort of rights itself, which means when they're just like slamming it back down on their tray, because they're not the most delicate of creatures yet, it tends to stay upright. It's so clever. This is a really, really clever cup, and I'd highly recommend it. One thing I found is filling it up to the top makes it a lot easier for them, because they don't have to tip everything that far back in order to reach the water. It's obviously really tempting to only give them like a tiny bit so they don't spill it everywhere, but it's actually easier if you fill it right up to the top. And there's only 50 ml in there, so even if they did dump the whole thing over themselves, which has happened many a time to us, it's not that much water. And of course, if you've got your Bibadoo, not a problem, because it all just catches in there. So yeah, fill it up to the top. Perfect for little hands. Absolutely amazing product. A real genius invention, actually, this one. Very, very cool. And then for straw cups, our favourites are the Tum Tum Tots, little ones. We've got a couple of these. We've got the little koala one and also the little fox one, which is so cute. And these have got a little hidden straw in that pops up. Very cute. Nice and easy to grip handles, but also, I don't know if you can see, sorry, I used this morning, so it's still a little bit wet, but the straw in the bottom of this is weighted. It doesn't matter which way around they tip it, it's always weighted so the straw is pointing down and they should be able to get something out of it. Little man took like these, both of these, to like a duck to water. Honestly, he's doing so well. Sometimes he has a little bit of a choke when he goes a bit too fast. Because honestly, he's a savage. He's a savage with food and also drink. He's just like nom 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 constantly. So sometimes he has a little bit of a choke, but he's learned how to drink from both of these pretty much straight away, no problems. I did see somebody suggest if your little one isn't drinking from a straw cup, I think they said put like a little bit of yogurt or potentially like a tiny bit of jam in the straw to make them want to suck it out. And then once they realise, I basically just watched him when he was using this for the first time, and you can see the water going up the straw, and the first time they realise that they're sucking something out of it, they're like, oh, what's that? And then they just put 2 and 2 together and figure out that that's how you do it. It's amazing, really, watching them learn all these things for the first time. I love it. I absolutely love it. The next thing I use, and this is something that I use every single day, I've got a couple of these, is a dummy feeder. Let me show you a little bit close up to show you how this works. So you can see this has got tiny little holes in, and what you do is you put fruit, vegetables, anything that's a little bit too hard maybe for them, anything that's a little bit maybe of a choking risk at this age, but you still want them to get the taste of, you pop it inside the little feeder, clip it in, and they can't physically get it out, but they can chomp on it and suck it out, and all of the juice and the flavour comes out the holes, so they get the taste of everything. And they, to be honest, if it's like fruit, things like strawberries, blueberries, kiwis, whatever, he tends to mash most of it up and get most of it out eventually, but in a safe way. So these are absolutely blooming fantastic. You can also, I think, use these for like frozen bits and bobs for like teething and stuff, but I've got another item for that. These are brilliant. I use them every single day. Also, like, it's good for things like cucumber, for example. Like, cucumber makes me a bit nervous because he's struggled with it a few times. So I put bits of cucumber in there, like the fleshy bit from the middle, so we can chomp on that, get the flavour. Absolutely loves it, but it's completely safe. What else do I put in it? Yeah, like things like strawberries. If I haven't got like a really big juicy one, I chop up little strawberries, put them in there. He loves it, and also really good and handy for taking on the go, just like filling up, and then you can like give them something to eat. They're blooming brilliant. You won't regret buying that. Also, these, perfect for teething. So these are little ice lolly molds that you can put in the freezer. I use them for either breast milk or also for yogurt with fruit and stuff in, and then you freeze it, and it comes out in the most perfect shape for little mouths, especially little mouths that are teething. And these are a godsend for those horrible teething days when they're in so much pain, because they're honestly, it's the perfect shape, the perfect size. There's a lot of these out there that have like almost like door stopper sort of shapes, like very, very cylindrical, very round. This is like almost like a tongue shape, and it's honestly is perfect for just like chomping down on. And these are brilliant. They come as a set of 4 and they all clip together, so they like stand upright when they're in the freezer, but then you can just pop one off. I just run it under a little bit of water to loosen it and then take it out. Oh, they have been blooming brilliant from the moment I bought them, and like I said, I use them for breast milk. Sometimes I do breast milk ones, and other times I do yogurt with like little bits of fruit mashed in, and he loves it. Loves it, loves it, loves it. So yeah, highly recommend those. The next 2 are just useful things to have during your weaning journey, and that is loads of these little Tupperware pots. Oh my goodness, I'm not sure how many mils these are. 200 mil these are, and these are the perfect shape, the perfect size, because they all stack together in the fridge for any like little leftovers, any like steamed veggies that you make and like cut into sticks for finger food. Put them in those. Invest in a good few of those because you will use all of them. There will just come a day where you open your fridge and it is just this Tupperware. There's no food for you, no food for adults, just like tiny little baby finger food in these Tupperware pots. And also silicone ice cube trays. So I really like these, especially at the beginning when we were doing a lot of like single foods, you know, so like just blended spinach, blended carrots, blended swede, all that stuff, because you make loads of it and there's loads left over. So I freeze it in these little silicone ice cube trays. And then once they're frozen, I pop them out and put them in a little reusable bag. So I can just grab cubes of stuff, cubes of like veggies, pureed veg, and add it to things now. Like for example, if I make him baby pizza, and sometimes he loves a crumpet. He looks like a little baby pizza crumpet. So I put like tomato puree on a crumpet, and then I just take out some of my cubes of I did beetroot, I did swede, cauliflower, spinach, that kind of stuff. Take out a couple, put them in the microwave for like a minute to defrost them, and then smear them over the baby pizza. Perfect, amazing. So yeah, these are actually really handy. I think they come as a set of 2. I also use them for any leftover breast milk. So if we ever give a bottle and he doesn't finish it, I don't chuck that away, I keep it for his baths. But what I've started to do is to freeze it into cubes. So again, I can just grab like a handful of breast milk cubes and chuck them in the bath, and it's really good for their skin. So yeah, you'll get a lot of use out of these as well, I found. And finally, if you are wanting to wean on the go, so if you're going somewhere and you need to take a little packed lunch, something like this I found really useful. This is from Tum Tum Tots as well, and this is a little suction bowl, but with a lid. So you can pop some food in there, you can pop your lid on, you can take it wherever you need to go, and then it becomes his bowl / plate when you're out and about. Really love that. Also absolutely adorable. And also a little lunch bag, like a little cool bag. I think this one's brilliant. Found it on Amazon. It's also very stylish as well, which is extra points for me. But the bottom half is a cool bag. So you just obviously add like a little ice cube thing, cooler thing off of picnics back in the day. You know what I mean? Like the ice blocks, that's the word I'm looking for. And then the top is also a cooler. I didn't realise, but I tend to put all of like the bibs, the wipes, everything that I need, like cutlery stuff in the top half, and then I put his food in the bottom half, and I know where everything is when I come to get it out, and it just makes things really easy. So yeah, a little lunchbox, actually, I would say it goes a long way for your weaning journey, because you're not always going to be doing it in the house. So that is it for products, but I just wanted to talk about 2 weaning books that I genuinely use all the time and I think are really, really good. The first one is called How to Wean Your Baby. Again, I'll leave a link to this one down below. This is where I started with everything. So if you are nervous about baby-led weaning, you don't know where to start, you don't know what to do, this basically runs you through your first 30 days. So it literally gives you, let me see if I can find the page. There's loads of information in here as well, and obviously lots of recipes as well at the end. But this gives you like day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, all the way up like through the first month, how to introduce new things, when to introduce stuff. Obviously you can do things however you want, but if like me, you just felt a bit paralysed by it, like you didn't know where to start, this is just brilliant because it just spells it out for you. And the recipes at the back are so cute. Like, I use a lot of these recipes all the time. So I highly recommend that book to start off with. And then I bought this book that's called What Mummy Makes, and this is just full of recipes of stuff that you can eat too, you know, like actually really decent. What's that one? Oh, these banana pancakes. They're delicious. They're so, so nice. And it just makes it easy because you can make a meal for everybody. You don't have to cook twice. Really rate this one. Really rate this one. There is a lot of products there and I genuinely do use all of that every single day. But if you were just looking for the very basics to start off with, this is what I would suggest getting. Number one, Bibadoo. In fact, get two. Some microfiber cleaning cloths just make it so much easier than using loads of wipes. Your little stubby spoon, your little slotted spoon, and a dinky cup, a suction plate, and the How to Wean Your Baby book, just to give you a good place to start. And that is it. The rest you can build up to as you go along, see how your baby likes it all. But they would be my top products out of all of these to start you off. Okay, why do I feel like this is going to be like the longest video I've ever done? I hope this was helpful in some way. If it was, please do let me know in the comment section. Leaving comments really helps us YouTubers out. This was a really nice to chat to you, so thank you so much for that. And if you are new, don't forget to subscribe. We've got lots of other videos to keep you entertained, and come and follow me over on Instagram as well. It would be lovely to have you over there. But as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.